Alright, and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be continuing my HTML/CSS/website series, and today I'm going to be talking about what you want your site to look like at the end, like a basic overview of what you want your site to look like. Now first you have the header up top. It contains like your branding, logo, or like just your simple what you have at the header spot. And now where you see the nav tag, you want where you can navigate around, like like where you click on home and it brings you to the home page. You click on about, it brings you to the page where it talks about a certain, like whatever the site is about or company or whatever. That's basically, you might have the navigation bar on the top or on the side. It really depends on what you want, like where you want to put it. And then you have the article tag and then two other section tags here. So basically these places you have main content, and you can have some like images and different text and stuff. And then you see on the right, contains extra information and related content or links. So some just extra information real quick. And then you also have the footer, where that's at the bottom of the page and you scroll all the way down. Not everyone sees this, but you scroll all the way down and you see like the privacy policy, the terms of use, the information about the copyright. You see the copyright symbol, and you see the company name and everything. That's what you want down there, and you may not think that's very important, but that actually is a very important step to having a website, because if you don't have like the copyright, the privacy policy, terms of use, privacy policy and terms of use don't matter as much, but if you don't have the copyright, then people can definitely easily steal from whatever is on your site, easily steal from you because you haven't said that you own the rights, basically. And then you have the privacy policy, where you can usually there's like the words privacy policy are linked, so you click on those words and it's a link that brings you to the privacy policy. It could be a file that downloads to your computer. It just depends. And then you also have the terms of use, or which you can bring the privacy policy / terms of use and whatever else you want to put down there that you don't really need the majority of the site to show. Like you just have it at the bottom, so it's not like up in everyone's face like a lot of the site and the basic interface is. So that's a quick short video on how you want your site to look at the end. And now you want to follow the basic steps of this, like the header, basically this whole shebang here. Now you don't need the aside. You could just have the main content and on like both sides, like just a whole middle section, all the middle on both sides, just completely covered with the main content. You could. Aside, I feel like, is an optional option here. Some people may disagree, but I feel like you don't necessarily need the aside, but you can have it. And that's why text align is so big in CSS. I believe it's in CSS. But anyway, this was just a quick short video on it, and you have the footer is very important. You may not think it is, but it's actually a very important part of your site. And if you don't really care, like if people take that information because it's not super important, then I guess you don't really need the footer. But the footer is always a good fail-safe, or maybe not a fail-safe necessarily, but it's something good to have, kind of protecting you a little bit. And you obviously want good security on your site, which might come around on server side, but I'm not going to be teaching server side in this course. At least I don't know. I'm not going to, because it's just not. It'll be too long of a course if I do that. I feel like I don't want to have to talk about like Django or Flask or something like that, one of those frameworks, because I just don't want to have to do that. Because I just want to show the basics, because not everyone wants to get super deep with programming, and HTML and CSS are very basic. So the average user would probably be able to get themselves familiarized with the languages and at least HTML, but we're going to go into some basic CSS as well, just so you can get a little more design and customization for your site, so it's not as boring. And you don't necessarily need JavaScript, because if you just want it to have some information telling you about something, usually you don't need to add JavaScript, but it'll be better if you do for more functionality. But that's really the video. I just wanted to quickly show what your site should be structured like, and we'll be doing more fun videos later, but that's just one I wanted to show. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you found something helpful or enjoyed the content, and I'll see you next time.